We're going to welcome on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline a man who was scorching the Nevada area in the NBA Summer League, Elijah Bryant, with us. Eli, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. How are you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing great, and it was fun to watch you play with the Milwaukee Bucks Summer League team. In your words, how would you sum up your performance and assess what you did with the Bucks over the summer?
I think it was good. I think I just took advantage of the opportunity that they gave me, and the coaches and my teammates gave me confidence and allowed me to do what I do. So,
14 points a game on 53% shooting in 23 minutes is really efficient. Obviously, July 8th, you had the 31-point game, which was awesome. Do you feel like you could have played much better than that? That's pretty efficient.
It was really good. I mean, obviously, I look for areas to correct, because I was playing the point guard at times. So, just learning where I can find guys and get other guys open and kind of facilitate a little bit more. So, there's always ways to improve, I feel like.
Eli, I know it's only 4 games and not much time has elapsed since you finished the NBA Summer League, but what kind of opportunities to go and do something else professionally has this opened up for you?
Yeah, I think it's opened up a lot of doors. Those doors I really don't know yet because everyone's still trying to figure out everything with the off-season free agency moves. As you guys know, it's been kind of a crazy summer, and there's still a lot of guys available as well. So I'm just kind of waiting. It's kind of a waiting game now, but I feel like I've done everything I really could. So everything's kind of in their hands.
Was it a one-year deal in Israel, so you're completely open, or is going back to Israel an option?
Oh, well, technically going back, I could go back, but most likely I won't be going back there.
Describe to us your 1 year there. You were first team All-League, which was awesome. Amari Stoudemire's in the league, a guy that people knew from the NBA, obviously. But you were first team All-League. You had a tremendous season. I guess describe what it was like to play in that league and live in Israel.
Yeah, I mean, living-wise, it was amazing. I mean, my wife and I, we lived in the southernmost part of Israel, Israel. 5 minutes from the beach. It's a vacation town for all the Israelis, so it's super easy for living-wise. Basketball-wise, you get an adjustment just because it's different. It's more physical. You have to deal with stickers on the floor. It's not the facilities like BYU per se. So you kind of take those things for granted when you're at BYU, but in terms of basketball is basketball. I mean, pretty much anywhere. There's a little bit of tweaks here and there, but other than that, I really enjoyed it, and obviously I flourished in it. So.
We've heard about flares and cigars with Panathinaikos in Greece where Jimmer's going to play.
Yeah.
Did you have anything crazy like that in Israel?
Yeah. So, what our fans would do to kind of get the attention of the other fans, they would start the game, and then they would take toilet paper and throw it all over the floor. So, right when the game would start, they would take it and throw it all over the floor, and then, so most of the time I would end up picking it up just so we could start the game faster. So, yeah,
just right away, ball tip, toilet paper on it?
Ball tips, and they just throw it right on the floor. And the refs don't get mad or anything because it's just they're so used to it. So. Yeah.
Was it double ply, single ply? What are we talking about here, Eli?
No, it was the cheap one, the single one. So, yeah.
That's one of the stranger things I've ever heard from a professional basketball circuit. Was that the craziest thing you saw over there? If not, what was it?
Well, we were playing Maccabi Tel Aviv, and that's one of the best teams in Israel. And I was asking one of the another Americans, I'm like, why did? Because me, I'm thinking why do they do this? I'm picking it up, they're hurting the team, And they're they want the other team to know that they're here, And that was probably one of the craziest things I saw. I mean, I saw fights in the stands. There was one time another team was playing, and one of the fans punched the trainer in the back of the head. So, it gets pretty wild over there.
So you don't recommend that BYU students throw toilet paper on the court against, say, Gonzaga? You're saying don't do that, right? Or what are you saying?
I'm saying that's not a good look for BYU at all.
What was it like to live in Israel? Obviously, members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that's always a wannabe destination to go see, obviously, where Jesus lived and was and everything. So what was that like to be over there and see some of those sites?
Yeah, it was super exciting. We took advantage of it. I mean, we visited every site we could besides Bethlehem because that was Palestinian territory, and it's just it's a whole lot to get over there. You can't take your car. But in terms of visiting sites, like I said, we visited most of them. The only hard part was that we only partook of sacrament twice because our closest branch was 3 hours away, and then the next closest one was Jerusalem. So that was the only hard part I would say about living-wise. And then the other hard part would probably be grocery shopping. That was, like, really hard at first because they're kosher. So, like, trying to find stuff is already hard because you don't know what they're saying. But then trying to find, like, the meat you want in a certain area and stuff like that. So
You have endured and succeeded, and it was really fun to watch your career progress over there. But like you said, you plan on not being in Israel next season. You're going to clearly have several options, whether that's, again, playing overseas or if it's an opportunity in the NBA or the G League. Give us your best idea of where you think you'll be playing professional basketball in your next opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I knew, right? I mean, that's just like everyone asks, like, the main question I'm answering these days is, what's next? What's next? And I'm kind of like, just as much as I do, Like, I'm sitting here waiting just like you guys are. So I like to call it, like, for me, it's organized chaos, Like, something's going to come, but you don't know when, So I just kind of stay ready. So in terms of, like, ideally, obviously NBA would be ideal, but there's so many great options overseas that haven't come yet that I know will come. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
You said on our show multiple times, I will play in the NBA. What's the best way to be in position to do that? Is it the G League, which doesn't pay as much, but you're one step away, right, from maybe getting on a team? Or is it going overseas and making more money and still playing great ball and having a great life?
See, I think it depends on who you are, because overseas isn't for everyone. For me, it was a lot easier having my wife over there. But for people who might get homesick, it might not be the route for them. So me personally, overseas worked out. But for someone, it might be G League. And you got to understand it's two different games of basketball, Overseas is very, very physical, whereas G League is more skill set. You're not going to be able to hack. And there's certain things that are different about the game. But both ways are great options.
How have you gotten better as a professional basketball player from the time you were at BYU? Because you did a lot of things well at BYU.
Yeah, I think someone asked me that the other day. I said, I don't know how much skill-wise I've gained a little bit of things, but I think I've come to know my game better, which really counts when you get on the court. So the biggest thing I focused on during Summer League is just doing what I do well. Don't try to be something I'm not, I think playing in Israel kind of allowed me to do that, and the things that I do well, keep doing them and try to do them harder and better every single time.
What do you think of what's happening at BYU since you left? Dave Rose retires, Mark Pope and his staff come in, Yoli Childs returns, Jake Toulson's back. I guess there's a lot of juice here now. Yeah,
I was up there yesterday, and I was watching them practice, and they got a lot of energy going. Coach Pope is doing some amazing things over there, and I see why people are excited. He has tons of energy, and he's doing really well with the guys and bringing everyone together, and they have some really key pieces with, like you said, Yoli, Jake, TJ, Nick, all those guys. And seeing Gavin, I saw Gavin, he looks like he's put on 20 pounds, and Zach looks stronger, and everyone's just putting in a lot of work, especially Dalton and all those guys.
Did you play pickup with him?
I did not. This is for me, this is my time to rest. I've been going since last summer with pre-draft stuff, so I'm kind of giving my body a rest because I got back from Israel on a Thursday, and I was in Milwaukee on a Monday, so I've been going full speed.
Jeremy and I kind of feel like now that Yoli Childs is back and with everything that's happened, this feels like an NCAA tournament team or a team that should get back there after a 4-year absence. Where do you stand on expectations for BYU basketball next year?
Yeah, I think everyone wants to put that, NCAA tournament on them. But I think the biggest thing for them is they just have to focus on the task at hand and the game at hand. I think that's the biggest thing that helped me overseas and with this whole process is don't get too caught up in that big picture. If they focus on every single game and buy into what Coach Pope is telling them to do, then they'll be right where they want to be, which I think is the NCAA tournament,
Any BYU fans show up in Vegas to support you with the Bucks?
Yeah, there's actually BYU fans in Israel too. So
nice.
Yeah.
Some students at the BYU Jerusalem Center made it over.
It was when I was playing in, I think, Herzliya, some fans came with their daughters in cheerleaders outfits, and so I was like, wow, the fans are everywhere.
It is a worldwide brand. Eli, it's great to talk to you, man. Congratulations on all of your success in Israel and with the NBA Summer League and the Milwaukee Bucks. We can't wait to see what happens next. Let's talk again soon.
Sounds good.